Hey everyone, TimaeuSS here, and welcome to another Nikke video, and happy 2024. And first of all, check your mailboxes because we just got another 20 rainbow tickets from that. And if you use the codes down in my description and in the comments, you'll get 6 redeem codes that will equate to a grand total of about 40 plus pulls, allowing you to pull on the Scarlet banner and have a chance to, of course, also luck sack Modernia off of that. So here, yes, that's right, I talked about in my previous video. So hopefully you can use those resources and get both of those pilgrims in one go. Now, this video is going to be about the New Year's Step Up recruitment, which has our very first Omni selection box. Although it doesn't include the limited units nor the pilgrims, it's still a very crucial banner, I think, for newer players or even mid-game players that are missing some of the combo pieces, such as a Blanc Noir. Instantly, they also put the schoolgirls and the bunnies there as well. So let's talk about it. We'll use the tier list on NIKKE.gg as well as Pridewin to go over the choices so you can make your own decisions as to what is the best for you to pick up. But first of all, make sure you do your regular ticket pulls because if you revise your wish list, okay, you can see I put the schoolgirls there, the bunnies, and of course I've maxed out my litter. But if you put litter there, you pretty much, even if you don't have the bunnies or the schoolgirls, if you sack one of the pieces, then this makes this decision process much easier. So how this works is basically it's at a discounted pull price already. You get to do your pulls, and it's 4 step up, right? You do your first one, okay. There is a decent chance of you getting an SSR, but don't count on it. 30 pulls. I know we have 4% rate, but let's just see. So this is the second temple at a discount. Okay, we didn't get anything, and the third temple is also the third step up is also a temple discounted. Instead of 30 gems, 3,000 gems, it's 2,000, and we didn't get anything here. And the last is at a full price. So basically doing 3 multis, so 31 pulls at discounted price, right? So I didn't get lucky, but hopefully you did, and if you did, leave a comment, let me know what you pulled. But here is the selector, okay? Here is the selector, and you get it in your inventory, you click use, and you'll be able to select any, that's right, any of these non-limited, non-pilgrim units. So let's take a look at the choices. Now, if you're a newer player, welcome. This is a fantastic time to start Nikke. Scarlet BS Black Shadow is really strong. You can see my video on her, and of course Modernia Rerun is also great as well. So looking at the selector, I think if you don't have litter at this point, go for her, okay? Litter is the most versatile burst 1 unit, and the only other one that comes even close is Dorothy, but Dorothy is a pilgrim, right? So litter is used in every single team comp basically. If you have Red Hood, arguably you can use Red Hood as a burst 1 in story if you're just using 2 cycles, right? Because Red Hood will reset technically, and your first burst can be Red Hood. Ideally, you still go for litter. It's just so versatile. She is absolutely still dominating as an OG day 0 unit. So that would be my first choice if you don't have a burst 1, you don't have Dorothy, or if you don't have volume either. Litter will be the most versatile unit. Now, the second one is either the bunnies or the schoolgirls, though this depends on which of the missing pieces you have. This is to say, if you have Blanc or if you have Noir. If you have both of them, then obviously you're not going to use a Selector on them. But the two pairs, the Blanc Noir and then into Tia and Naga, they're really strong. Tia and Naga are more union rate and solo rate focused, so you'll get more mileage out of the bunnies in general, which is the Blanc and Noir, and they're better in story as well. So depending on your picks, if you already have Blanc or if you already have Tia and you're determining which select to use on either pair, then go for Blanc and Noir if you're more of an early to mid game player and focus on clearing story and pushing as far as you can, because they also have, the bunnies also have really good solo rate and union rate capabilities. I would say currently more so than Tia and Naga. However, Tia and Naga in boss fights against cores are just going to be much stronger, and they pair really well with units such as Red Hood. So for Tia, Naga, and if you have machine gun users against cores, it's going to be better. But general purpose wise, if you're asking the question which I should pick, I'm assuming you're a bit of an earlier to mid game, or even slightly early late game player, which means then the bunnies will edge out for you personally ahead of the Tia and Naga. Okay, so those are the choices. I would say as tier 0 because litter, right, must have, and then 1 out of the 2 pairs. Now, if you don't have the bunnies and you don't have the schoolgirls and you don't have litter and you pulled on the wish list like I told you to and you still didn't get either of the pairings, okay, then the choices are a bit more difficult. Okay, so looking at the other availabilities, you could go for, if you're missing a damage dealer, you could go for Alice. If Alice still eludes you, it's still a decent time to pick up Alice, because even if you don't manual Alice, Alice is not bad at all, and her damage output, especially paired up with Black Scarlet, is going to be really good, because Alice, the charge speed is going to be fantastic. In the similar sense that Maxwell, if you don't have Maxwell, Maxwell is going to be really awesome to pick up as well. For your buffing Red Hood, for example, and buffing the Team 2 and Team 3s of your Union Raid or even Solo Raid teams. So these are the top tier choices. As we move even lower, then you're looking at things like CD reduction. So this is why I said Litter is the best, because she offers CD reduction as well on top of other versatilities. You could look at Dollar, even though Dollar is not as widely used, so I wouldn't even put that as, you know, one of the top choices. But if you're, you know, if you don't have all the other units that I've talked about before and previously, and you're just looking for something that gives you another account power boost, then Dollar is an okay pickup. Otherwise, Noise is not bad. Not only do we have the Noise skin at the moment, which is, I would just say, so beautiful, but Noise is still used in the most annoying boss fight, which is Train. That's right, there are lots of videos where you can see you can manually use Noise to dodge the green things, that missiles that are coming out of the train, and allowing you for a decent clear. Okay, everyone else on this tier list, you could settle for volume as a burst one. If you already have Litter, if you already have Dorothy, and you're needing a burst one for the first team, it's either going to be volume or it's going to be Miranda. But Miranda requires a Snow White team to make use of. So if you don't have volume, of course, go for if you already have volume and you have Snow White and everything else, you could pick up Miranda if you don't have her to enable your Snow White team. But again, I think this is more of a super heavy investment Snow White team, which as an earlier game player, which is still deciding what to build in terms of using the Selector, I would not recommend it, because the skill investment as well is going to be difficult. And Snow White, you're going to have to try to stack your peers against multiple parts in Union Raid to maximize Snow White's potential as well. So again, as we get lower, the choices are not that obvious as to compare to the bunnies, the schoolgirls, or the Litter. And last but certainly not least, Jackal. If you are losing in PvP and you have all the aforementioned units I've talked about, Jackal is definitely a worthwhile pickup for PvP, just because if you put in Jackal, we put in the other units like Scarlet, it's pretty much an instant win against non-Scarlet teams that are, you know, within the 10 to 15% power range, because as you go beyond that, it doesn't matter where team comp is after that. So those are, I would say, the top tier choices. And the last copium choice is Masked. If you're still running 2B, you've got invested 2B. 2B is a viable option, but you do need fast and burst one, such as volume, right? So those are the choices. Yeah, other than that, you know what, you could also technically, if you're really hoping for meta, save the Selector, right? You could technically save the Selector. For those of you that don't have the bunnies, that don't have the schoolgirls, save the Selector, and one day you'll get either Blanc or Noir or Tia or Naga, and then boom, you can open the Selector and get one of the units, because they won't expire, right? They won't expire, so you can save it for a bit, and then let's just say you get Naga one day, and then boom, finally you can open up the Selector and select Tia to go with her. So that is one way to do it. You can save if you're missing, you know, the combo pieces and you really want the combo pieces. Otherwise, the choices are obviously there if you don't have Litter, or if you already have one of the other combo pieces and you're just itching to go. Also open up your modes, because you may get units that will complete your combo pieces and be luckier than mine, because clearly 4 purples is not the right rate, Marciana. Okay, but yes, open your modes, use your standard tickets, and see if that will, you know, improve your decision making. Anyhow, it's TimaeuSS here. Let me know your thoughts. What did you pick for your Selector, and if you have been saving your resources for this upcoming New Year's Selector poll? or if you're just waiting for the next banner after. But yes, good luck. Redeem those codes, get those mails, and yes, pull the Scarlet Alta. She is absolutely busted. I might Core 7. I honestly just might Core 7. Anyhow, it's TimaeuSS here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye now.